Howdy gamers, Patrick Hickey Jr. here, editor-in-chief of ReviewFix.com and the author of The Minds Behind the Games book series, bringing you the next edition of Flashback Friday. This week out we will be playing Pac-Man on the NES. Why are we playing Pac-Man on the NES? Well, for me, anyway, I was born in 1983, so I'm kind of the reason for the Atari crash. So, I did not get to play many of the greatest arcade games of all time on the Atari, thankfully. And by the time I started getting into games, a lot of these classics were already being ported over to the NES, and to be fair, they played pretty freaking good. So I was completely happy with the way Pac-Man played crap on the NES. So when I would go into an arcade and play this version of Pac-Man, I would feel totally awesome because, I mean, it's not a spot-on conversion, obviously, but it gets, this is the problem when you emulate and you use an analog stick. It's not the same. I know it's like blasphemy, I apologize. But, man, being able to play all of these arcade games on the NES in pretty much close to like somewhat of like their glory. I mean, that was to me like a really fun like time, you know? So I love Pac-Man. I totally ate it up. No pun intended. Okay. I'm gonna regret that later. Yeah, I should totally program the OpenEMU a little bit. I should have used the D-pad. It's a lot more responsive on the NES. Oh no. Damn, he sped up on me. I suck in this game. Game over. But that's the thing. Pac-Man on the Atari 2600, to me, it doesn't feel like Pac-Man. It's not a terrible game, but it's just a different type of Pac-Man. Pac-Man on the NES, though, stacks up beautifully. I love it. So, if you're looking something to flashback to, definitely a fun one to pick up and just jump right into.